Hi, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Celebrity Cars. Hey, on occasion, we get in a real muscle car. The 1966 Chevelle, 396, big block. Some kind of bronze they call, Aztec bronze paint job. Chrome's in really nice shape. All the body panels are in real nice shape. I've already tested the whole car with a magnet to make sure there wasn't any putty thrown in here or any of those sorts, and I came up with 0 locations of putty, so this is all steel. I have not seen the undercarriage yet. I have not filmed the undercarriage yet, but when I do, it will be added to this video or right next to the video at celebritycars.com. Welcome to Celebrity Cars, folks. Hey, we're located right down the street from all the shiny lights, right off the strip. It's right down there. We've got all kinds of cars for sale in here. We've got classics and supercars and muscle cars. You get it. And we got this sucker in the other day, and it's pretty darn awesome. The paint is really nice. The wheels are great, the old rally style wheels. It has bucket seats in it, doesn't have a bench seat, and it's got a 4-speed. Now, a couple little today's enhancements have been done to it, as in the radio. It's got a little Bluetooth system in it. It's got a little microphone hooked up to the steering column so you can talk to your friends while you're cruising down the road. From what I understand, the original radio is in the trunk. We're going to find that later. Now, I am not a living, breathing Chevelle guy, okay? I'm a big muscle car fan, but when it gets down to numbers matching and all those cool things, you know, I'm not really your guy. I'm your condition report guy. So in case you live on the other side of the country, it's not very convenient for you to get over here and check this one out, and you've been looking for a 66 convertible, 4-speed, with a big block in it. I'm your guy that's going to go over and point out, you know, the body panels lining up, scratches. If there's any rust, I didn't see any rust. There's no rust. You know, then in a day or so, I'm going to get that video up so you guys can look at the undercarriage. But in the meantime, I go over scratches, nicks, dings, all that kind of stuff. And this car, wow, folks, unfortunately, I have to be extremely picky with this because it is what it is. And I'm going to do my very best to relay to you. You can always go to Celebrity Cars and look at the fancy photographs and blow them up a little bit so you can see them a little better. But in the meantime, you know, you're stuck with me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit right down here on the ground, and I'm going to look at the lineup of this whole thing while you do it as well. I'm looking at the chrome molding right underneath the hood. I'm looking at it from left to right. And, you know, this side lines up pretty darn good. Over here, got a little bit of a maneuvering to do in order for it to line up correctly. The whole rest of the front end, this front grille, looks fabulous. I see a little bit of a warp as it comes across here. Just a little bit of a bend. It's not perfectly straight, but I'm being really picky right now. And this lower portion here, right along this lower portion of this chrome piece, there's a couple small marks, a couple very small indentations. What it doesn't have is, like, you know, patina. So in other words, it's not starting to rust. It's not starting to fade any. It's all in really nice shape. The next chrome strip down all the way across here is in really nice shape. 3 pieces, 1, 2, and 3. All real nice. While we're talking about it, let's talk about the headlights. The headlights look beautiful, and the chrome around the headlights look terrific. It feels good. Very, very minimal wear in its lifetime. And this front bumper, aside from one little, oh, you know what? I think that's just some crud. Hold on. I should have a rag. Hey, it's gone. Awesome. Okay, I didn't know that. I wiped it down earlier. I guess there was just some smudge in the cloth. So I guess, you know, I rate this chrome bumper up here. This upper sill is a 9.5 out of 10. Very, very light marks from just cruising around and from cleaning it with microfiber towels and its age. But other than that, very slight marks in the chrome. But boy, and notice how far away my face is from it. If I was standing up, I'd probably give this a 10 out of 10 because you just can't see these things. but all down here looks great. I'm running my hand along the bottom. You will be able to see this when I do the undercarriage video, and all this is really nice, and I don't feel anything weird. I don't think. Nope, I don't see anything weird, and it's really nice and clean under here. I'm looking forward to this undercarriage video to see what we've got going on underneath. But other than that, all this is surreal, super nice. And the 396 logo up front is in great shape. And I don't see any big nicks in the red paint. We didn't talk about the red paint, the bronze paint, I guess, if you will. I don't see any nicks, chips. It's in beautiful shape. This black inside the grille is nice and black. It's beautiful. And right here, where it counts, all this is in really nice. You see how this lines up real nice there? And it lines up real nice here. It's not perfect to, you know, the centimeter, but it's pretty darn good, folks. All right, let's address the hood. Not one chip. Not one. I've already looked at this. I spent some time looking at this car. I know where some additional little things are, and I'm happy to show them to you. But other than that, folks, this is beautiful. The reflection off the lights, the skylights, and the top of celebrity cars here, which are relentless, and they don't let anything go uncovered. I don't see any built-in watermarks, excuse me. These, I can't remember what you call these, but this is a big block signal here. These are in really fabulous shape as well. Side cowl, I'm not really sure what you call them. And this normally, for some reason, in any restoration, and you know, this always takes the brunt of it. It's never really receives as much care, I've noticed, with a lot of muscle cars that come in here. And all of this was done correctly and really nice, all the way across. This is in beautiful shape here. While we're at it, let's talk about this chrome. And you see the chrome all the way around the window, and that is also in beautiful shape. My fingers are, I'm gonna grab a rag in just a minute. But all this chrome all the way around the front windshield is in beautiful condition. The windshield wipers, they look great to me. Again, I would bring up if I saw any kind of patina, any kind of rust starting, any kind of pitting, any of that stuff, and I don't see any of it along here. It's beautiful. Now, while we're here, I'd really like you to notice the dash. It's beautiful as well. I don't see one chip. You know, a lot of these things, you know, around the edges here, it comes apart, and it's expensive to fix, and nobody ever wants to do it, and you kind of hope nobody notices it, and so on and so forth. We've had lots of Chevelles in here, and I've noticed all these things, and all of this just looks new. It's really, really proper and really, really nice. Same with the chrome all around the window. All right, I'm going to study this side of the hood since we're here and we get the hood taken care of, just to make sure I didn't miss anything. You know, there's, obviously this car has been, it must have been repainted at some point. Let's just go there, because it's really too nice to have not. And when a repaint's been done, sometimes, you know, 9 times out of 10, you'll see little marks from dust getting involved in the paint job. Not this car. It's really nice. This is really nice. Just hopefully you're a Aztec bronze fan. Okay, what's next? Let's do the convertible top. I've got a white convertible top here. As far as I'm concerned, it is in terrific shape. I didn't get a chance to clean this top. I'm afraid of my fingers right now. I see some abrasions in the convertible top. It's white. It folds up when you put it down. Who knows how long it stays down for. Got a couple wrinkles. You know, it is what it is. I would give this white convertible top, aside from this little mark here down here. So, you know, I guess I gotta take a couple points off for that little rip right there. It was really, really small. I'm pretty sure somebody pretty fancy would probably repair it without a whole lot of noticeability, but it's there, and I wanted to let you know. I'm gonna go all the way around the back here. If you could notice the rear windshield, which is, you know, plastic, it's got marks in it. It's what happens to these tops. But they're not god-awful terrible. It's just not brand new, okay? So I've seen these really scratched up. So hopefully Quincy's getting it up on the camera really good so you can see some of these weird things going on here and there. It's all very, very normal. Once again, the chrome, is in great shape. I'll give the chrome from here all the way around to the other side of the car. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. It's just some light marks of putting the convertible top up and down because they have little clamps that go on here, and they're just, you know, I know chrome doesn't have clear coat on it, but you can understand it's just very, very mild marks on the chrome all the way around. Over here, there's no damage like on the other side. And again, you'll see some marks, a little bit of dust here and there, a couple bugs, a couple this and that. But for the most part, a lot of this top can really be taken care of and cleaned up, and most of the stuff will go away. We're gonna put the top down in just a little bit before we dig into the interior. Okay, let's stay on the top portion of the car and let's look at the trunk. Now, you knew my report card from up front. Let's see if we can pull off the same thing back here. I guess. So far, I have one thing to point out. That's smaller than a pen head, just larger than a pin head. See how detailed we get here at Celebrity Cars, folks? You could be looking at these suckers all over the country, and you're not going to get anybody to do what we're doing here, what I do for Celebrity Cars here. Quite frankly, it's a real pain in the ass. But you know, we want you to be satisfied and happy with your purchase, so I do the best I can to get all this covered for you before maybe you come out here and take a look at it. So if you want to know what's going on with the paint, you should pay attention. Notice these seams here. I've noticed in muscle cars, these are one of the first things to kind of sort of go, and that's in beautiful shape. I'll go over and look at the other side of the trunk. Beautiful shape, as new. It's wonderful. Now, if we look at the trunk lineup, I mean, again, maybe not down to the centimeter, but boy, this trunk looks pretty good sitting in here. I'd say there's the exact same gap on this side as there is over here on this side. And the gap up top, maybe a little leaner over here than it is on the driver's side. But boy, folks, I mean, boy, how picky can you get? I know some of you can get pretty picky, so I'm doing the best I can here. Okay, other than that, folks, it's just beautiful. It's beautiful paint. All right, let's go to the rear bumper back here. I would give this rear bumper a 9.8 out of 10. Just because it's almost impossible to find a 10 out of 10. We'll give it a 9.9 out of 10. How's that? It's beautiful. I don't see any scratches. I don't see it's banged into anything. I don't see any warping. I don't see any patina. It's really sharp. Let's go up from the rear bumper to this aluminum back here. Molding around the taillights. The taillights look great. All this plastic is beautiful. Look how that goes, Quincy. Check that out. Isn't that neat? All right, and this lines up wonderful. This all lines up great. This all lines up great. These real taillights are spectacular. The Chevelle in chrome is, boy, almost a 10 out of 10. The SS396 logo, perfectly placed in beautiful shape. And then I'm gonna do what I did earlier. I'm gonna sit right here on my butt, and I'm gonna stare at the ass end of this Chevelle, and I'm gonna look at all the lineups and pick it apart. And I have a whole lot of nothing to say back here, because everything from, this is what I'm looking at, because, you know, a bunch of you start to think I'm weird. Perfect gap, perfect placement and gap, and in here seems just about perfect to me too. And then you have your chrome bumper. So all this lines up really, really nicely back here. I don't see any damage to this molding. This stuff all adds up, folks. It can get really expensive, and this is done. It's wonderful. All right, let's go up the passenger side. I'm tempted to lean down and look underneath the car, but we're not gonna do that, because I am gonna get this up on a lift in the next day or so and get this all looked at. All this is just wonderful. Lining up is just terrific. Super Sport looks brand new. Okay, now the next lesson in steel. Because of all steel, and because it's been around for a while, and I'm not really sure how some of these body panels were put in, quite often when you look down the side of a car, you might see a lot of warble. I think it might be a word I made up, I'm not sure. You know, straight is straight. Body panels can warble, they're warbled. It's so light. It's so light, which means it's the reason why people pay astronomical amounts of money for muscle cars sometimes, because they're studied, and the quality of the restoration is just so smack dab, dead on. There's no wobble, there's no anything. And I'll tell you what, this Chevelle is pretty darn close to that. It looks really, really, really tight. Everything lines up really nice. I'm not saying, again, it's all perfect, but it lines up really nice. I've already looked at both sides of these cars. This aluminum trim down here, the aluminum molding that goes all the way down the side of the car. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. Open up this door. You hear that? I mean, geez. This is all nice. Again, not perfect, but really darn close. All down along the bottom, there's no obnoxious gaps. And as far as I'm concerned, this is really, really nice. Now, you notice I haven't said, here's a ding, here's a scratch. You know why? Because there isn't. Let's continue on. Whole fender, this molding as well. Man, it's just beautiful. I didn't talk about wheels. These are, very easy to come by. You get your trim rings, all the trim rings. I wiped them all down before we started this little movie here. And the center caps, they're all, they're all a 9.5, 9.8 out of 10. They're all in really, really fine shape. Even the steel rim down here, the paint is perfect, all in nice shape. Might need to be wiped off here and there a little bit. We didn't do a whole lot to this car when it came in here. Normally we send cars to get bathed and detailed and all that kind of stuff. I did most of it. I wiped down the engine, I wiped down the interior. It didn't need a bath. It didn't need, water thrown all of it to fall in cracks that it didn't belong. So I just kind of wiped it down. So you and I are really kind of sort of doing all this together. Your 396 turbojet emblem up front here is in gorgeous shape, and the rest of this car over here on the passenger side is, uh-oh. Okay, you want me to be picky? Come on over here. This is what I'm trying to do for you folks. There's a little hole right here. Little hole in the molding. Would have never noticed it unless you're all the way down here on the ground. Can you see that? That's it. It is what it is, folks. I didn't know that was there until just now. That's why we do these things. All right, let's work our way over to the passenger side. All right. All up here is beautiful. All here is terrific. Once again, no hole over here. This molding is wonderful. Its wheels in great shape. No curb rash. Okay. Now, before I say anything more, I'm going to go look at something. Okay. Once again, down the door here, this seems to be a little closer than the driver's, than the passenger side. I'm not really sure which way is supposed to be what, but I'd be happy with either. This is just a little closer of a gap. There's no rubbing going on here, so I don't see any of that. Let's continue down. This molding down here looks like it needs to be cleaned up a little bit. There's, oh, yep, that's it. Just wondering if a little patina was setting in. It's not. All this is beautiful along here, all the way down. Okay, let's get picky, Quince. Right there. That would be kind of sort of our first real chip of the car. We can talk about that one that was on the trunk, but it's so darn small. This one's about a little bit bigger than the size of a Sharpie head, and kind of obvious. You get in and out of the car, you're gonna have little things. But other than there's a little scratch in the molding right there. But boy, I'm being really picky, folks. I kind of gotta be. Again, little section here I didn't get to clean real well. This molding up around the door is fine. There's just a couple fingerprints on it. That's all that is. Okay, working my way down around the door handle. There's a little smudge of stuff like that too. When we're all doing photographs, that's not a scratch. And this gap right here is beautiful and lines up much better than normal on when you find these cars. All down here is great. And this rear wheel and tire looks great, and the molding looks terrific. Now I'm gonna give it my stare again down the side of the car here. Okay, now, every so often, in the middle of the door, I know it's impossible for you folks to see, I'm just trying to tell you, okay? Every so often, like a bump, 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 it's just the steel. It's not like a ding, it's just the steel doing what steel does. And it's really light. Folks, I tell you, if it was really crappy and terrible, it's not, okay? I'm just letting you know, because it's impossible to see unless you're standing here live and in color, staring up and down the side of the car. This whole rear quarter's wonderful. Whew. Again, I'm being real picky, but I know there's some of you picky guys out there and you want to know all these details, so I'm doing my best. And once again, this chrome molding here is in fabulous shape. Okay, motor time. Do I have the keys on me? I do. Okay, check this out. Give it a listen quick. This is another fun part of the car too. This is a little side note. We've had this car for a couple days and it was sitting on that carousel back there where that white BMW was. And I got in it earlier and I didn't pump the gas. I didn't anything. I just turned the key and boom. Watch, it won't do it now, but you get my joke. Big block 396, folks. Certainly sounds like a muscle car. All right, gonna shut that down. Now let's open up a hood. And you guys get to see this beautiful engine compartment. It's your 396 3.25 horsepower big block motor. Got a little patina on the engine, on the orange. This wasn't taken apart yesterday and put back together and cleaned up, so we have a little bit of wear in here, but the orange is brilliant. The shade that the headers of or the manifold is turned into, and the headers are, I'm sorry, the exhaust manifolds are a wonderful shape. This is full on here, steel. Don't have any plastic in here. The hoses look wonderful. This is a cap to the battery here. It's a normal battery underneath. It's not, you know, an original Delco. We had this loosened up because we were charging the battery without the leads on it. And you notice the top of the whole radiator here. There's a small chip right here about the size of my pinky nail. That's all you need right there. I should have grabbed a Sharpie or some paint, black paint, and covered that up, but it is what it is. It's right there, and it's very hard to, it's super easy to fix up. What would matter if it was the whole thing and the patina all over all of it? If you notice these brackets, please go to Celebrity Cars, would you? And look at the photographs of this. We got into detail taking photographs of these areas here because I wanted you to see. If you see there's a little bit of patina on top of this chrome, I didn't try to clean it off because I think it is just what it is. So there's a little bit of that fuzz on top. It's not pitting. It's just, I don't know. It almost seems, you know, I just age. The radiator you see down there, a little bit of surface rust in about 4 locations. It's all very, very normal. Is what it is. Over here, all this area is, once again, we did wonderful photographs of all these locations to make sure you could see everything. See, please come over here, just to, for sake of, you know, maybe Daniel didn't get it, but you know, check out these, you know, the hinges, how nice shape they are. They're nice and black, folks. There's no pitting to any of it. I wanted you to see these junctions as well, because this is where, you know, a lot of people don't, you know, get in here and clean and keep it upkept. And all of this is in super, all the way across. It's beautiful. And we didn't talk about this in these little inserts on the hood, but all these are in really fabulous shape. I mean, look at them. They're beautiful. I don't see a whole bunch of pitting and a whole bunch of rock going on in there. It's great. Okay, let's pop the trunk. Now in the trunk here, I've been back here a couple times. I'll pull up the carpet so you can see underneath. The original radio is back here. And come over here real quick. See this? For the aftermarket speakers that were put into this fancy sound system, the original panels are back here. I know, it's a shocker. But they're here, we got them. So here are the original panels where the speakers were installed, and these seem to be in really, really, really nice shape. Both of them are here. I don't see any scratches or bends or cuts or any of that kind of stuff. Here's your original radio. Here's, in case you want to take the old, or the one that's currently in and put it back in here. This is your cover that you'll see in photographs over the convertible top once the convertible top is down, and this is just about in mint shape. These clamps are all in wonderful shape. There's no marks on this sucker at all. It's your spare tire. And Quincy, could you come over my right shoulder? Thank you. You can see this trunk and this metal is about as clean, bless you, clean as you can get. I'm not going to pull the whole thing up because it's all the same all the way around. The hinges are wonderful, and all of this really looks fabulous. Back here, all this stuff. This seems to have been sprayed because it got on some of this stuff here. Quincy, can you come back over here, please? I'm sorry. I'm not sure how original appearing this is, but you can see that this was sprayed and this was sprayed either by accident or, you know, who knows, maybe it was supposed to be that way. But no, this isn't supposed to cover the whole trunk. It is what it is, but it's back here, just protecting things that go in the trunk. You look underneath the trunk lid, seems to be some very original stickers and very original appearing. All this molding, this rubber molding back here is as good as new. It's wonderful. Plenty of moisture. Boy, my hands got so dirty. Sorry, folks. All right. Hear how nice that was? Okay. Well, I'm going to need a second because I got to do this myself. So I don't believe this is a power top. Don't sue me here, okay? I did it by hand earlier. I don't know if there's a button in here, I couldn't find it. But it was just as easily to put down by hand. So give me a moment, you can watch. Touching it with my dirty hands again. I gotta stop that. Okay. All right, we got this down. No, I'm not taking the cover out. You'll see a picture of that at celebritycars.com. But go ahead. Quincy, I'm gonna leave you alone for a minute. I'm gonna let you know, the people that clicked on this car and wants to see things, see it for themselves for just a minute. In the meantime, I'm gonna grab a rag in case I find things that I might think are a mark, and they're really not, they're just a bug. Okay. Now the only thing I'm going to say about this interior is that there's just a couple different colors going on. Part of the restoration. I don't know all the details. I wasn't standing next to the guy that built this car, so or redid it or so on and so forth. But we just have a couple different reds going on. The carpet is in fabulous condition. The steering wheel is very charming and all very original appearing. You see the little microphone here, okay? And then you got your fancy upgraded stereo system. There's a gauge in here for your RPMs, your tach. The odometer shows 02428. That's all I've got. I don't know what that means, except that's what it says. The door panels, you got your bronze up here, then you've got your darker red down here. The darker red leather, pleather, whatever you want to call it, is in really, really super nice shape. There's a little bit of wear here from opening and closing the door, not enough to show anybody anything. And down here, you've got this extra whatever it is down here that seems to be much newer and in really, really nice shape. So you understand that the multitude of, bronze, red, chrome, all those things. So I have a great big who cares to throw at it because it's in such fine shape. The dash pad, what we already talked about that, it's beautiful. Every knob here for your headlights, for your windshield wipers, for your cigarette lighter is beautiful. And please, I don't know how you can do this, Quincy, but I want you folks to know and see how beautiful this is. Again, even probably Quincy, a camera guy, said, well, what are you doing? It's very difficult to find this, folks, in this nice a shape. It just simply is. It's beautiful. Everything, all the letters inside the dash, it's gorgeous. This radio, the chrome around it is beautiful. The rest of black of this black surface top, the chrome going around all of it is beautiful. This painted surface down here wasn't half-assed, folks. It's beautiful. The paint up in here, it's beautiful all the way across. Your center console down here, although I think I missed a little bit of dust in some of these gaps along here. Other than that, the chrome molding, I'm going to give it a 8.5 to a 9 all the way around this whole edge. Every once in a while you see a little slight wear, but it's just very, very mild. In this center console here, all this is beautiful red. There are two little marks right here, one mark here and one mark here. That could have just been somebody with a phone in their hand or keys in their hand. They dropped it and it left a little mark right here. It is what it is, but it's very, very mild, folks, and I'm being really picky over this car. Okay. This is really nice. Your backup window, your rearview mirror. The shifting knob looks great. The rubber, this isn't all falling apart. This is in great shape down here and it's nice and clean. And doggone it, the radio down here on the center consoles, not the radio, the clock, it's working. Crazy. Crazy. Second hand's going around. Okay. Visor's beautiful. Can't look at yourself on this one. Visor's beautiful. You can't look at yourself on that one either. But they're in absolutely fabulous shape. All in here is terrific on both sides. Okay, if you, I instructed the photographer to take some extra photographs of like underneath these seats so you can see the hinges. You know, they could rust, they look all crappy. These are wonderful. Not like it was done not that even long ago. Again, I don't know the answer to that, how long ago this car was restored. You can give us a call and we can find out for you. How's that? You can have your VIN number plate down here inside the door jamb. Looks untouched. In the glove box over here, I see a couple little boxes, but it's very clean. Got your tire pressure sticker, a couple scratches right in here, but other than that, nothing looks trashy in this car. Nothing looks half-assed and half put together. Here's your cigarette lighter. Looks like inside your cigarette lighter is a couple plugs for you to charge your phone and do all those kinds of cool things. We haven't talked about this once. The seats. Quincy, you're in charge of the seats. I'm not saying anything except they're beautiful. Even the back seats. There's no holes. I knew there was a reason why I grabbed this rag. Please look in here in this section. You can see everything is really nice. When you get to these locations on most of these cars, it's just, this is the expensive stuff. This is the pain in the ass stuff. And it's all been covered. A couple fingerprints on the chrome. You can see underneath this convertible top. I'm not really sure what this is. I have a feeling this was put on just to protect it from making holes in the convertible top. Maybe you diehard Chevelle convertible owners know what this is. I don't know what it is. Seat belts are in good shape, a little different discoloration, but that's okay. I forgot to do this, Quincy, while I was there. All these seats need to do are be pushed forward. You can see how clean they are underneath, inside. And again, no signs of any kind of rotting or barely any patina. I mean, I guess you could. I mean, you see the different color red. There's a little mark in the rear of the seat right here, super mild. And then you have your rear seat, which is in fabulous condition. Small little mark right there in the seat. We want to get really picky about it. I don't know what happened there. It's just a super, super small mark. But once again, over here, all these areas are just so, they're just so nice. It's really difficult to find a muscle car this clean, folks. I know. All right, Quincy, you mind coming on over here? We didn't look in the door jamb so much over there. We'll do it over here. They're really pretty much the same. Total concrete, total solid. A couple little watermarks here. I thought I got these earlier. You can look inside the door jamb. You see how nice and clean it is, how well taken care of this car was. Again, remember, I didn't wash this sucker. We didn't have it detailed. It came to us like this, so it's in beautiful shape. Please look underneath this mat. I know the mat's not very nice, but I mean, it's here to protect the carpet. And the carpet's in lovely shape. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Nope, we're good. This door, just as nice as the driver's side door. All these chrome moldings, they're not all wobbly, they're not all ripply and all that stuff. They're on here real good. Nothing's loose. Whoever installed this pad down here, what a wonderful idea, because it's nice, it's not going anywhere, and it's on there real good. And you check that out once again. How nice this opens and closes. Same thing as the hood, same thing as the trunk. Wonderful. And the driver's side door. Okay, well, next up, you know what we do. We go for a ride around the block. We're gonna make sure I get through all 4 gears. We're gonna do a burnout. No, kidding, it's a joke. Did you see the camera go up and down like this? Because he was laughing. We don't do things like that around here. Hey, just don't mind me, folks. I do all this for you, just so you know. I'm not going to put the cover on the convertible top. I'm probably going to leave the top down because why not? And we'll be right back. We're going to go around the block. 1966 Chevelle. Here we are outside. Clock is still working. Clutch in. Clutch out. Now, we're not really warmed up yet. We don't need to be, because we're not going to beat the crap out of this thing or anything like that. We're just going to cruise it down the street. I'm going to see if my moving my seat forward works. Yes, it does. Awesome. My clutch is in. First gear. Okay, I'm in third gear. I'm doing about 35 miles an hour. I'm going to hit the brakes. 3, 2, 1. Wow, this is a nice car. Brakes are exactly what you expect the brakes to be. Shifting is exactly the way you'd want it to be. This is a really, really nice car, folks. Back on the gas. We got some speed bumps to go over. We're going to go over them very delicate. One more speed bump. Nice. All right. This thing sounds great. All right, off we go. Let's get it up to speed. First gear. Wow, wow, this is great already. Oh. This is a great car. Fourth gear. Yeah, we don't go far. I don't need to go far. My steering wheel is incredible. Turn signal off to the right here. His brakes are fabulous. Oh, I'm going to freak out a little bit. Sorry, buddy. Folks, this is, along with the fact that this car looks fabulous, it's been a long time since I've gotten in a muscle car and it operates as well as this one does. I want to just keep driving, but I'm not gonna. You're gonna call us, you're gonna get on a plane and you're gonna come out and check this out for yourself. This is fabulous. You can tell the moment you start to drive one of these old muscle cars, if it's been put together right, the linkage, everything running smoothly. I can't say enough good things about this car. I know. I only drove it around the block for 30 seconds. I get it, but I know. I've done over 300 videos for celebrity cars, and I've driven literally thousands of muscle cars. And this is about perfect. I've got nothing but wonderful things to say. Give us a call. You want to hear more things about it. Now that I'm so excited about this car, I can't wait to share with the gang inside how wonderful this is. This is a real treat. Mechanically, you don't have to do squat to this car. This is wonderful. Jeez. Okay, I'll shut up. 702-818-1031. Boy, get on a plane, drive down the street, whatever you need to do. Come check out this beautiful running automobile. We'll see you next time.